what is BMD? Someone was asking me. This is the answer. Bone mineral density is what tells you how dense that bone is. So now our standard test for BMD is DXA. Okay, that is what the gold standard for detecting osteoporosis. But that DEXA scan, though being the gold standard, is not the only determinant of a fracture. As we said, there are other factors, whether there is sarcopenia, whether there are other neurological disorders which cause imbalance, whether there are psychiatric disturbances, whether there is diabetes which has led to peripheral neuropathy and myopathy. So many other coexisting comorbidities which will add to the problems and create a higher risk for fractures. Diabetes is now coming up in a big way as a determinant for osteoporosis as a risk factor, which was not there 5 years ago. Now lots and lots of studies are coming up where they are linking diabetes as a major risk factor in worsening the possibility of fractures in osteoporosis. BMD is scores of T-score and Z-scores. The T-score is your bone mineral density versus a young healthy adult, and Z-score is your bone mineral density in comparison to your own age group adult who is healthy. So that's what you pick up. The T-scores is what we treat. The Z-scores is what we keep. Normal is minus 1.0 or higher. Osteopenia is between minus 1.0 and minus 2.5. Osteoporosis is more negative than minus 2.5. And severe osteoporosis is minus 2.5 with a fragility fracture. So there are multiple ways of knowing BMD, but DEXA, that is the gold standard. DEXA is dual energy X-ray absorptiometry. DEXA, though of X-ray, has minimal radiation dose, and that's what you need to make sure of. Bone density should not be done in premenopausal women, should not be done in males before 60 as a general rule, unless you have a probable cause of concern. People do it these days, left, right and center is wrong. So this is what we were talking. BMD, repeat again to ingrain key. Osteoporosis is only when the T-score is lesser than minus 2.5 T-score, not before that. Do not start treatment. Do not start treatment for antipyrotic agents other than calcium, vitamin D and VOX. That is, the antipyrotic agent should not be started when it is minus 2.0 or higher. It should be below minus 2.0 for it to warrant treatment, and all minus 2.0 may not also want treatment, need treatment. Suppose you have a very active, very healthy, otherwise normal person who has a score of minus 2.0 and is just postmenopausal, is just about 55-60, I will want to wait, because all antipyrotic treatments have a limited time that you can use. The teriparatide you can use is only for 24 months in a lifetime. The bisphosphonates that you can use is 4 years in a lifetime first time. Subsequently, you may use, in rare cases like glucocorticoid induced osteoporosis, where there are no other contraindications, you can use up to 10 years. But that's it. So I would want to use these antipyrotic agents in people who really need them in the later age group, where we want treatment of the osteoporosis, rather than start it off where they are still active, their scores are just about minus 2.2, everything else is fine, there is no sarcopenia, there are no other risk factors. Hold on. Give them calcium, give them exercise, repeat your BMD, keep a watch. Who's saying don't see me for 5 years? See me every year. It's fine. The BMD has to be repeated from the same machine, because to score the exact thing you need the same machine, and it is not just a t-score, we need to see the grams per centimeter square and compare the two and then see what is the difference. Now this is for patients who are on treatment for osteoporosis, and I'm again going to quote the exact figure. For that grams per centimeter square to be significant change, it is known as least significant change. For it to be significant change, it should be 0.028 grams per centimeter square for spine. It should be 0.033 grams per centimeter square for upper third femur, and it should be 0.060 grams per centimeter square for the neck of femur. Only then can you say there is a significant change happening. Okay? And each center has a least significant change in their group. For the lumbar spine, it is 1 to 2%. For the hip, it is 2 to 3%. So when you have a child, they have done a BMD, or when you have a 50-year-old male or a premenopausal women, the routine T-score you don't see. You call this, always use the Z score and say that this is not osteoporosis, but this is lower than expected BMD. So don't label them osteoporosis yet. Okay. I'm reading this because these numbers are very specifically mentioned by the International Osteoporosis Foundation. I didn't want to make a wrong specificity.